Planning a destination wedding means packing light, but that doesn't mean that I can't add my own personal touches. So today and over the next few weeks, I'm gonna be making a few wedding DIYs that are one, travel friendly, compact, and super easy to set up once I'm at my destination. I started in Illustrator and I found a pretty script font that felt both romantic and relaxed, and I used it to design all our name cards. If you don't have Illustrator, you could definitely use Canva or Word, and I did 6 cards per sheet of paper. I used the same font for our table numbers, and I was really debating if I should spell out the numbers or use the numeric numbers. And I decided to spell them out. And also the fun part with the table numbers is they're actually going to be cards, and then we'll have the guest at each table write a message inside, and then my fiance and I will read them on that table's anniversary. So table 2 will read at our 2-year anniversary. So my next DIY are the thank you tags on the party favors. So we are getting married in Italy and in the region where truffle oil is made. So I found a spot that is gonna make truffle oil for all our guests. And I wanted to keep the label their label and just add a little tag on top of the bottle as a thank you. I also designed our thank you tags in Illustrator as well, and I did 12 per page. So here's where I ran into a small problem. My watercolor paper was 9 by 12, and my printer could only handle 8.5 by 11. So I had to trim every sheet down to the size by using a paper slicer. It's not the most exciting part of this video, but it's really satisfying once you get into the rhythm. Once all the paper was sized properly, I printed out all the name cards, table numbers, and thank you tags. Now the fun part, watercolor. I kept it simple and just did a soft wash over each name. And my wedding doesn't really have a strict kind of color palette. I told my florist that we wanted colors that feel like a happy romantic sunset. So lots of like reds, orange, yellow, purple, pinks, lots of colors. So I really leaned into that with these name cards, and I probably used over 20 different shades for all the tags. So now that they're all done, I'm gonna cut them out just by using a ruler and a knife. Okay, all my name cards have been cut out and they're super cute. For packing purposes, I'm not gonna fold them in half, but I did do a couple trial runs earlier, and so they'll look like this day of, but it's definitely easier to pack away in my luggage when flat. And I could pack them folded like this, but then they could get crumpled and mangled, so I think it's just safer and easier to do it flat, and then once I get to my destination, I'll fold them in half. Originally, I was going to do the table numbers in the same style with the watercolor paint, but I did a test run and I think it's just a little too busy. I don't want the emphasis to be on the table numbers, so I've decided just to leave them plain. Using the same ruler and knife, I'm cutting out the table number cards. Followed by cutting out all the thank you tags. To finish the tags, I stacked about 4 to 6 together, clamped them with a binder clip, and used a single hole punch to prep them for my ribbon or string later. The next day, I popped into the thrift store to look for ribbon or string for the thank you tags. I always check the craft section because sometimes you get lucky. I found this little bag of embroidery floss and I really liked all the colors in there. I thought it would complement the bottles really well. I cut up the embroidery floss I found thrifting and looped it through all the thank you tags. I left the ends untied because I'm gonna tie them onto the truffle bottles once we're in Italy. And Feta thought this whole process was a gift for her. If you ever worked with string your cat, you already know. So this was a last minute decision. I decided to add a cute little personal touch to the seating chart. So with a black Sharpie and my notepad, I hand sketched this little round table and chairs and a whole table setting just to really add like a cute, fun element. Once it was all drawn out, I took a photo of it and I brought that into Adobe Illustrator and I used the Live Trace tool to convert it into a digital graphic. I go through this whole process in more detail in my engagement invitation video if you are curious. And for the size of the seating chart, I wanted to make it very, again, easy to travel with. So it's just a small 8.5 by 11. And also, like, sometimes I feel like the seating charts are just so big for no reason. Like, guys, we don't need them to be like posters. To keep the stationery consistent, I printed the seating chart on the same textured water paper I've been using for everything else. And this frame, it was actually an early wedding gift, and as soon as I unwrapped it, I thought this would be perfect for the seating chart. All right, I'm packing up my weeks of crafts all into a luggage, and I'm so excited to be Italy bound. Okay, I didn't pick the best angle to film, but basically what we're doing here is adding 3 almond confetti into a round piece of tulle and then tying it all together with the string on each tag. It's a little traditional touch that we're adding to our party favors. We've picked up our oil bottles and now my mom and I are just tying on the thank you tags. Also, can we take a moment for this view? It's the actual view of our hotel and venue. It's unreal. And this is the last little DIY to do. So after this, it's officially wedding time. Okay, so here's where I should be showing you all the final DIYs at the wedding. But in the best way possible, I did not film a single thing. I was too busy soaking it all in, eating all the pasta, hugging all my guests, dancing with my husband. So instead of videos, please enjoy this cheesy slideshow that I've made from guest photos. Thanks for coming along on the ride. I hope I inspired you to make something personal at your wedding. And if I did, please like and subscribe. Bye.